Hey, you got Frankenfoot here for potentially my very last Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 9 War Attack ever in Clash of Clans. I will be transitioning from Town Hall 9 Black to Town Hall 10 Red in 14 hours. Which, oh, well, not that it matters, but it may happen before the end of the war. I'd have to check, but yeah, then that'll be it. We've almost cleared all the nines in this war, so I'm gonna hold on for a while to see what needs to happen, and if I need to attack a 10, I'll attack a 10. But yeah, this could very well be my last Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 9 attack. So let's watch it. Let's see what happens. So you're gonna see minions come down on this side to try to help start that funnel a little bit, and you're gonna see a golem come down over here with 3 wizards behind it designed to take out these buildings and then get to that cannon, and a Tesla pops up, which I was not expecting. This is a fresh hit. So that kind of threw things off kilter a little bit. And then you'll see the second golem come down here with a wizard behind him to help knock out some of these buildings. And eventually that cannon does fall, but it didn't fall as quickly as I wanted it to, so those wall breakers diverted to a bit of a wrong place, unfortunately. But the heroes come down. You see the clan castle's been pulled. Not quite where I wanted it to happen, but that's okay. Go ahead and drop that rage to get the heroes through the clan castle. Oh, look at that naughty little queen. Naughty little queen, come back. Yeah, that poison to help things clear through the clan castle. And a jump spell to move things in this general direction. And finally, a heal spell when I see the bowlers walking into the core. I think I probably rushed that, but I wanted to start the LaLoon portion. So, and I can't just sit and watch the bowlers endlessly. Oh, sorry, LaLoon. Saw a hound come up from here, balloons, couple on each defense, and then haste to get them through. And I think I go ahead and drop the second haste to help those balloons get through that expo, because that could have been bad if they had not done that. And as you can see, I still got a few bowlers doing work down there, and the queen has made herself into the middle of the base and is just gutting the ring like the champ she is. And now there's just 2 cannons left, so I'm in swag mode at this point. I got 4 balloons left and a whiz. I'm just holding on to them. I think I do drop the whiz because I didn't have the cojones to say that those pups could do it by themselves, so I think I dropped the whiz right there. Yep, there he is. And now I'm just waiting for the things to finish up so I can start the balloon parade, and that'll happen up here. It's 4 balloons. It's not massive, but it's okay. Anyway, so let's break down the base, shall we? So this looks normally I say these buildings in these corners are awful because your bowlers are going to go for them every time, but this compartment is so long that I didn't think it was going to be an issue, and it by and large didn't, because this compartment's very long. If you drop bowlers in the middle, as long as there's a hole, they'll want to go into this wall, or they'll want to attack these buildings first, and then once they're gone, he's got a nice line of buildings right there that the bowlers can reach, so they've got plenty to draw them in. Provided they're dropped in the middle of the base, and there's a hole somewhere in the middle of the base, they will go in rather than go to these corners. Now, once they get to these corners, they'll try to throw rocks over the wall at them if they can reach them. But normally, these are a real bad deal breaker for bowlers, but I think they're okay here. The other rule I broke is I went in not in the path of the expos, right? Normally, I like to go in and engage one expo at a time, and I didn't do that here. But I thought it was the right thing to do because I didn't want to enter in this compartment, and I didn't want to enter in this compartment because it's so far from the queen. And this one is just too dinky and small. So bowlers will get trapped up in these little building recesses there. Plus, you'll engage the king before you engage well, maybe not, but you'll engage the king and the queen and the clan castle troops simultaneously if you go in through here, and that's not ideal. You'd rather take those at one at a time if you can. Though the queen and the clan castle troops sharing a poison spell is usually nice. But yeah, so that... Ooh, sorry. I'd never even considered coming in on this side, but this compartment's so small it didn't make sense. So this is the winner. This is the side I decided to come on in. Now that's made difficult because the golems will not be able to tank for this archer tower or this archer tower, right? You'd have to send them in over here in order to get them to do that. And then there's a poor chance they're going to redirect into the base once you open it up with wall breakers. So the best thing to do is send a golem here and a golem here. And they will tank for these things. They will not tank. They'll tank for the things I'm touching now. Wizard tower is out of range. It's not going to affect anything yet. But it will not tank for this guy. So these builders' huts are not able to be gotten. And these buildings are not able to be gotten by wizards because they won't be tanked by a golem and they're just going to get knocked out. So what I decided to do was start with 2 minions over here, just barely out of range of anything that can strike air. They'll be sitting on the side of these things. So I'll drop 1 wizard and I'll bring 2 minions just to help clear these buildings. And then I'm going to drop a golem with 3 wizards kind of packed closely together. And my goal is to knock out these buildings, possibly the gold mine. And I want to take out that cannon. And I want to take out that cannon because I want everything to move in this direction. And if that cannon's there, things are going to get distracted. Some of them might go there, some of them might go there. But imagine these buildings are gone. These 3 buildings are gone. And the plan was send wall breakers in once that cannon's gone, which Tesla kind of ruined the timing on that. Send in wall breakers on that air sweeper, probably right here, and go take that guy out. Drop the king on this guy, let him start working on that. Hopefully that wizard will have taken this out and will be working on that. And then once that's about gone, drop the queen on that DE storage because it's high hit point, and then when that's gone, drop bowlers on this. And then even the ranged things now, this entire area is going to be clear, probably that too. Things are going to want to move into here, regardless of whether or not there's buildings over here, because they've got this row to attack and they've got the row behind it to attack. The ranged troops do. And then once things move into the base, for pathing purposes, I want to put a jump spell here. And I want to do that because I want things to move in this direction. And they'll take out that air defense. And then if I put the jump spell right here, they'll have access to this compartment, which will give them grant them access to that air D. And they'll have access to the core. And the king will have access to the queen, because she'll probably be standing right around here, I think. Just judging by where she is and how far she'll walk and where the gobs are going to come in at. We'll see if I'm right. So that'll give the king access to the queen. I assumed there'd be a Tesla farm in the core, but it turned out there was not one. So my golem pathing didn't work quite like I liked. And I pretty much wasted that heal spell, it looks like, on the bowlers. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, then they will have taken out this air defense and this air defense, and en route they'll have taken out that air sweeper. Oh, I've got some troops to donate. Oh, I can't donate here. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Let's do this before I forget. Okay. Yep. All right. So where were we? Yeah. So minion. These buildings are gone. Golem, 3 wizards. These buildings are gone. Troll Tesla there didn't know about. Golem, 1 wizard here, and then everything's going to move into the core eventually. Wall break in here. Send your troops in. Let them move in this direction. Jump spell here. Rage as soon as they enter. Jump followed by a heal whenever the bowlers look like they start taking damage. I think I jumped the gun on that a little bit. Poison spell for the Clag Castle troops. I expected them to engage somewhere around here so they could share it with the queen, but that didn't happen. And then for the LaLoon, they'll have taken out this air sweeper, so I'm going to send them in behind this guy. So sort of a line of defenses here. So we'll probably send the hound in on this direction, and then another hound in on this direction. And, you know, a couple balloons per defense, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A because they've got a couple layers to go through here, depending on what buildings are still standing. And then a haste to try to get everything through that expo and through that ARD. And there's a good chance this expo could still be up. And it's an air attacking expo and it's high hit points, so that could be bad. So I want those hounds to survive as long as possible to keep those balloons tanked. Now the good news is, once that air defense is gone, this guy's right next to it. So the balloons are, imagine all these things are destroyed, the balloons are probably going to path to that next air defense pretty quickly, but I've got more balloons in the bank to sort of drop on the edge to get them moving in that direction more quickly if I need. And then that's it. Then just sprinkle in balloons where I need, and that'll be the attack. So let's watch this sun gun in action. So here come the minions. Come on, man. So what I'm doing here, I learned this trick. I'm actually looking at my troop queue, because as you can see, this is a long queue of troops, and I've got to scroll to get to my various things. So I'm checking to see where they are in the queue to make sure I know what to do here. But once I'm done with that, take a deep breath, and in come the minions. Ba-doo, ba-doo, little purple minions here. And then the golem comes in up here with the wizards where I planned, but that Tesla pops up, which is going to slow down the wizards and put damage on that golem. But they worked through it, thankfully. And then this golem comes down here, so you can see the minions have wiped that guy out. This guy's working on this guy. I don't know. It looks like, yeah, look at his little shadow. Oh, look at his little shadow right there. Oh, he's just barely out of range of that archer tower. Apparently the fact that his elevation has increased and has put him closer to the height of the archers is not helpful. Not for the archers. Ooh, look at that. Sparklies. Ooh. Yeah, so you can see the wizards on this side have done the job I needed them to do. They've taken out these 3 buildings. This guy's continuing to do work. He's about to meet his end. And this guy's just starting to work on the cannon, slowed down by that Tesla. And I got a little impatient on the wall breakers, so I went ahead and sent them out just a touch too early. And so they went a little bit further in that direction than I wanted. But that wasn't the end of the world. You can see this wizard has taken out this building and has actually taken out the building I was going to drop the king on. So all that's left is this DE storage. And I've already got a wizard working on it. So I went ahead and dropped the heroes and the bowlers. And you can see the clan castle troops have come out. So 2 poisons on those. And the fresh attack, but all these knights have had a baby dragon, a witch, and a Valkyrie, which is a pretty potent squad to try to take on, especially with the queen walk. But for these golem-based golem hero raids, you can take them out pretty easily with poison spells and golems and heroes. That the Valkyrie is bad for the queen, but not so bad for golems. It'd be horrible for a group of barbarians or something like that. But this attack strategy is pretty Valkyrie robust. So go ahead and drop that first rage and just watch the chaos unfold. So the queen's exactly where I thought she would be. And there goes the king to smack her and take her out. So the queen is gone. This whole line of buildings is gone, which is great. That's what I was hoping for. And I go ahead and drop that heal on the bowlers, but they just weren't taking any damage. At least I got the king up. Kind of jumped the gun. So anyway, so at this point in time, I got nothing left to do here. In the purpose of time expediency, I'm dropping troops to the top left, or I'm starting the LaLoon portion, and whatever happens to these guys is now out of my control. But they're in the core, which is great. And they've still got a golem tanking, which is also great. Yeah, so you can see, here comes the LaLoon. I went ahead and dropped the hounds first because these things are all pretty close to the edge, and let them take the heat. And they absorb a ton of bombs, which is good. Lose the first hound rather quickly because of a couple of seeking air bombs. And it looks like I got no hound to get me to the second air defense, but thankfully it was so close, these balloons were already right there and just knocked it out. And that's kind of the ball game at that point. There's nothing left that can hurt balloons, so I'm just sitting here thinking like, well, okay. So the balloons did a great job knocking out this stuff. The queen with golems and the bowlers in the core, look how much they've taken out. They've taken out that expo. They've taken out all these buildings. they probably wiped out most of these buildings, so the balloons had a direct path to the air defense. So it was really good. That jump spell was placed where I needed it for sure. Yeah, so this whole thing just did happen to work out. So what a happy, happy day for my potentially last Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 9 War Attack. So it'll be it. Now I'm going to have to find out how to attack Inferno Towers, which are an interesting twist. Yeah, Inferno Towers are a little bit difficult, but there's the Balloon Parade. And that is all I have for you today. All these learnings and all these attack strategy learnings of GoBoLaLoon at Town Hall 9 are now completely obsolete for me. So peace out.